battle is 3 5-minute rounds in the featherweight division. Introducing your first warrior. Fighting out of the blue corner, this man's a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 14 wins and 2 losses. He stands 175 centimeters tall and weighs already 66 kilograms. Representing Saras's team and fighting out of Egypt, give it up for the Prince, Ahmed Fares. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, this man's a mixed martial artist who's making his MMA debut. He stands 178 centimeters tall and weighs already 66 kilograms. Representing Fight Club South Africa and fighting out of Johannesburg, South Africa, give it up for Nkoisi, the future, and Ndebele. Your referee is Bahrain-based.
Look at the swagger of Nkoisi Ndebele. Striding in like he owns the place, Carrick.
Both fighters are kitted out, in my opinion, the finest MMA apparel on the planet from Green Hill, and it's on! Round 1! Very unorthodox kicking from the Prince.
Oh, nearly a head kick there, but turns it into a takedown attempt of his own. Oh, beautiful double under
reverse!
Ndebele.
The crowd goes crazy!
Oh, he may look to get a second hook in here.
Reverse!
Oh, behave yourself. That was beautiful. First chance he may have to land some elbows here in his career. But look
armbar
at
attempt.
Fares. Yeah. Oh, is he in on the armbar? That looks tight. He's just trying to extend that.
It is tight.
He does have 5 first-round armbars in his professional career.
It's so tight he may have 6.
Oh, that looks super tight. What grit by Nkoisi to hold on.
Nkoisi means king. The king is holding on. He's holding on tight. He's getting a little bit of an angle now. He's got leverage.
The Prince just readjusting here, looking to peel the hands away. Nkoisi doing everything he can to stay compact and not allow Ahmed to get the space to extend the hips, Carrick.
Brave Nation, there's not a lot of action here, but trust me, there is a lot of action. Although they are micro movements, both these fighters are in the fight of their life.
Oh, this is an absolute dogfight right here. It's an unstoppable force meeting an immovable object right now.
With the object being to break an arm.
Ahmed Fares just taking his time. May go belly down on it. Good stacking work by Nkoisi Ndebele.
May see a transition to triangle. May see some ground and pound.
I like that high guard of the Prince right there. Oh, beautiful crashing elbow by Nkoisi. That's bound to feel good for him. And not so much for Ahmed.
Ahmed does have an incredibly slick guard.
Oh, looking to work in the armbar again. Oh!
There's that triangle attempt.
Nkoisi really needs to follow the hips of Ahmed right now. He can't leave himself so square like that and give up position.
And there's the price you pay for having an incredible guard.
Oh, up kick from...
Nasty up kick. And they're up. Got this fight back where the future wants it to be.
Yeah, he's going to want to keep the fight in this kind of range. He doesn't really want to go to the ground with a jiu-jitsu specialist like Ahmed.
Woo!
Oh, big overhand from the future.
Oh! Okay, we now know exactly what the future wants to do in this fight.
But Ahmed staying calm, has almost like that steely kind of experience and calm around him that's unerring.
We're looking at a man who's had 16 fights. He gets punched in the face for a living.
Oh, and he caught the future there, just moving away.
Future thought there might have been an eye poke. I certainly didn't see one.
As I say, Fares in that southpaw stance, so if you're not used to training with the southpaw, punches come in from strange angles. And that liver kick is always going to be there for a southpaw, and a big knee to the body from Fares. Oh, it goes
down to the ground. Is he going to be able to keep it? Interesting, the Prince is so believing in that guard. He didn't even try and reverse it, didn't try to stand, went down to the bottom, but that's incredibly dangerous in this sport. There is a price to be paid for it, and you are seeing it right at the point of the future's elbow.
Right in front of us here in our broadcast position, and Nkoisi just turning that elbow over beautifully. Working body, body, head.
There is that triangle beginning.
He's grabbed that wrist. He just needs to
was
let go of the
present
wrist and
earlier.
pull his own hand out.
Postured out beautifully.
Oh, hammer fist.
Hammer fist!
Good ground control from Nkoisi and Ndebele.
Very impressive job. Nkoisi throwing those strikes and the tiny little movements between one position and another. Nkoisi's got to overcome that underhook.
You can tell just how much of a ground specialist Ahmed is by the fact that he goes for those underhooks straight away.
You can tell how much the prospect likes elbowing people in the face by the way he elbows him in the face.
Could see Prince try and work for another armbar here. Watch out for him to open that guard and shift the hips, but another crashing elbow by the future.
Corner is calling for the future to be a little more active. I think we're going to see him be a little more active.
Again, maybe setting up that armbar.
And beautiful round ends. Absolutely stellar first round.
I think what we're going to see as this fight progresses is a real battle between the ground specialist with active hips and somebody in Nkoisi and Ndebele who's happy to sit in the guard and land strikes. But all it takes is one little mistake in a situation like that, and the ground specialist will eat you up.
There's an ancient question in wartime. Is it easier to shoot down or is it easier to shoot up? We're seeing the parallel here in the Brave cage. Is it better to do jiu-jitsu from the bottom or is it better to do it from the top? We have some officials checking. We don't know what it is yet, but we do know these are among the best officials on the face of the planet Earth. Whatever the issue is, it's going to be sorted out.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, what another explosive Brave Combat Federation fight. After the first round, the blue corner was unable to continue the battle. So your winner, out of the red corner, Nkoisi, the future, and Ndebele. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this next battle at Bahrain-25 Brazil is 3 5-minute rounds in the featherweight division. Introducing your first warrior, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 1 win and no losses. He stands 178 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 65.8 kilograms. Representing Attila MMA and fighting out of Johannesburg, South Africa. Please welcome Nkoisi, the future, and Ndebele. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man's a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 6 wins and 3 losses. He stands 175 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 66.2 kilograms. Representing Gordine Fight Team in beautiful Belo Horizonte, Brazil. Give it up for Kyle Gregorio. Your referee is Fernando Portela.
Phil, I'd like to give a quick and richly earned shout out to Gustavo and BR Experience Live, our national partner here in Brazil.
Carrick, we have just turned things up to 11. This is why I wanted to be part of this event. The atmosphere here is unbelievable. Chants of Voi a morrer. The crowd are absolutely loving this. It's intense, it's frenetic, it is Brave Combat Federation. These two look like there's a weight division, at least one weight division between them.
Beautiful shifting on Nkoisi's part.
He's going to need to stay on his bike throughout this, use his feints, use his movement.
Beautiful oblique kick to start. Very clear strategy. Strike at distance.
Gregorio just seems to be biding his time, almost stalking Ndebele. We know exactly what he wants to do. Nkoisi Ndebele knows exactly what Kiao wants to do. Using the strikes to set up the takedown. Successful is Gregorio. Beautiful work from Gregorio. May try and take the back here. But with his strength and being so compact, he's going to be happy in this position just to wear on Nkoisi and force Nkoisi Ndebele to carry his weight.
If Nkoisi can wear through this, if he can survive this potential back take, it'll be a huge moment for him.
He's doing the right thing. He's gone 2-on-1 on the wrist of Gregorio. He's going to try and turn so that he's facing Gregorio and not giving up his back. But at any moment, Gregorio just looks like he could body slam Nkoisi.
Nkoisi's clearly been highly trained by Coach Attila.
Beautiful attempt at the back take from Gregorio. Has one hook in. But Nkoisi may end up on top here.
Nkoisi looking to pop that head out.
That is strength. That is athleticism. Great work.
The future!
So intelligent from Nkoisi Ndebele, and as you say, this is going to be fantastic for his confidence, being able to break that grip, being able to get back to his feet. And for a kid that's 1-0 as a professional in one of the biggest promotions on the globe, he looks like he belongs there. He looks so chilled out, so flowy. Gregorio really needs to set those kind of takedowns up. You can't be shooting in blind in mixed martial arts.
Can't do anything blind in mixed martial arts. Those naked takedowns don't do much for you. Naked striking can be even worse. You can get counterpunched and knocked out.
Nkoisi very confident, keeping the hands kind of low. Needs to be very wary, because obviously we can see, even aesthetically, we know that Gregorio has power. Needs to be wary of keeping those hands up, giving Gregorio the respect that you give a 9-fight veteran.
I'm loving the shifting that Nkoisi's doing.
Yeah, changing stance as well. Nkoisi keeping it nice and loose in there. As we said, he's doing the right thing. He's constantly keeping on his back. Lateral movement as opposed to straight lines. Because there's only so far you can go back before you're pressed against the cage.
There's only about 2 fighters in combat sports history that could knock you out backing up. Chuck Liddell and Muhammad Ali. Nkoisi doing not a bad job getting some power out of his body while backing up.
Oh, he's definitely having fun in there, Carrick, isn't he?
Only thing I'd like to see is those hands just a little bit higher.
Yeah, you're tempting fate there, aren't you? Because somebody like Gregorio, if he threw a massive overhand, it's going to be with bad intentions. Nice 1-2 from Nkoisi Ndebele. Utilizing wonderful head movement on the bike, peppering with the jab. Very intelligent work from the young man.
Nkoisi moving around like a South African mist. Loving the head movement, loving the footwork.
Again, a naked takedown from Gregorio. We say he's only 1-0 in professional mixed martial arts, but look at his amateur record, 12 wins and 4 losses. That's a wealth of experience that he's transitioned seamlessly now into the professional ranks with.
This is why IMAF is so vital to the history of the entire sport.
Great call.
Nkoisi is now starting to get his distance and range. It's actually difficult when you're moving the whole time to get a sense of exactly where your opponent's going to be. Takes a little bit longer, but Nkoisi has now got that sense of where his opponent is. You're going to see those hands starting to land a little bit more.
One thing I will say in defense of keeping the hands a little bit lower is that your jab hand is out of the line of sight of your opponent, so you pop that jab up.
That's exactly right, and the most painful shots are the ones you never see.
That is bound to be a huge confidence builder for Nkoisi and Ndebele to make it out of the first round.
I reached out to him earlier this week because his manager wasn't able to be here. I said, anything you need, you let me know. I'll get it. He didn't need anything. He's having the time of his life.
Round 2, here we go.
Nkoisi's going to settle down just a little bit and start trying to land heavier shots.
Nice movement. If Gregorio can get a read on that roll under, but Nkoisi with the grip. Nkoisi and Ndebele with the takedown, but has he fallen into a super deep guillotine choke? Good defense from Nkoisi and Ndebele. Needs to be wary of the triangle from Gregorio.
Slam coming up.
I'd like to see Nkoisi posture a little bit here. He's kind of in that no man's land area, but shift of the hips from Gregorio, looking for the armbar. Has he got it? Nkoisi doing the right thing and trying to stack. Needs to be wary here of a potential omoplata as well, because that's the caliber of jiu-jitsu that Gregorio has. He's still on that arm like a dog with a bone. If he goes belly down on it, it could be dangerous. Nkoisi sticks in. Needs to be wary of leaving the arms in there.
Nkoisi showed us his takedown defense. Now we're seeing high level submission defense as well, and a nasty elbow.
This could be the armbar though from Gregorio. You can tell just how high level his jiu-jitsu is. Potentially going belly down on it. His hips are constantly moving. Takes the mount. May take the back again here, but he wants that arm. Has both hooks in, flattening Nkoisi out. Such a dangerous position. When you have your back taken, you try and turn onto your back. You give up the mount. If you try and get up from the mount, you potentially could give your back again.
It was frying pan into fire, but absolutely, mount is better than being back mounted.
Big punches from Gregorio. So heavy, compact and strong. Landing vicious ground and pound. Switches to the back take.
Nkoisi comes out on top.
Keep an eye on the hips of Gregorio. That's what I was alluding to earlier. His jiu-jitsu is so high level that as soon as his back touches the mat, he's trying to create an angle. He's trying to shift the hips. He's trying to look for those arm bars, those triangles.
And although jiu-jitsu prides itself on being a sport for little people based on principles like leverage, being this massive and strong helps.
Yeah, being a brilliant jiu-jitsu black belt with that type of skill, and also being a featherweight powerhouse, you know, the two are going to complement one another. Again, Gregorio trying to take that arm. Can Nkoisi and Ndebele hold out? Gregorio just trying to establish the position. Takes the back with both hooks in again. Nkoisi is swimming in the very deep, shark-infested waters of Gregorio's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu here. Big strikes from Gregorio.
Gregorio not wisely going for the submission too fast. He's trying to soften his opponent up.
Well, that's veteran experience, isn't it? He's taking position before submission.
I know what's going on in Nkoisi's heart right now. All he wants to do is get back to standing, get back to what he does best.
Massive strikes from Gregorio. Generates so much power, but the heart of Nkoisi constantly trying to better his position. Lesser fighters will potentially have given up now, but given up the submission. but he's showing his heart, his will, his mettle. Needs to be wary of the head arm. Back taken again.
There's a moment in many fights where the fighter mentally breaks. Nkoisi Ndebele is not in any way mentally breaking. Tactically, technically, he's being overmatched on the ground, but mentally, he's 100% in this game.
If Nkoisi Ndebele is a fire, Gregorio is a fire blanket. He's just trying to extinguish everything that Nkoisi is trying to do here.
Brave Nation, we've got 30 seconds left in round 2. Both fighters are doubtless aware of it.
Huge strikes from Gregorio.
You're gonna see Kaio try and stop the fight in the next 15 seconds. Referee looking closely, 10 seconds now.
Oh, it's over.
Referee stopped it with 9 seconds to go.
Ladies and gentlemen, just listen to that crowd. Beautiful, devastating ground and pound from the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, getting his 3rd win by way of stoppage. Beautiful work, just crashed. Thunder has closed down, leaving the referee no option but to protect the fighter. Beautiful work, beautiful finish. And Carrick, we might just have another contender in the featherweight division.
We might, but I want to do a shout out to Brave Nation. Brave Nation, I wish you were here with me and Phil to hear and feel the roar of this Brazilian crowd. It's electric.
Look at that, Gregorio knew that there was short time left in the round and just started throwing these hellacious clubbing strikes.
Good stoppage by the referee. Once again, excellent, excellent work by the Kabma officials.
Ladies and gentlemen of the Brave Nation, join the conversation by following @Brave Combat Federation on Facebook, on Instagram. Use the hashtag BraveCF25 to join the conversation.
Phil, when a fight doesn't go your way, it can be a loss or it can be a lesson. I know Nkoisi Ndebele. I know he's going to take this a lesson. He's going to come back a better fighter.
For the 3rd time tonight, let's send it up to the roaring lion of Brave, Mr. Carlos Kramer.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, what a fight. Give it up for these 2 warriors. This comes to an end at 4 minutes and 53 seconds of the 2nd round. Your winner by TKO from Belo Horizonte, Brazil, Caio Gregorio. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this next battle takes place with 3 5-minute rounds in the bantamweight division. Introducing your first warrior. Fighting out of the blue corner, this man's a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 1 win and 3 losses. He stands 170 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 61.6 kilograms. Representing Straight Blast Gym Charlestown and fighting out of Ireland, please welcome in Concrete Cleary. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, this man's a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 1 win and 1 loss. He stands 178 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 61.45 kilograms. Representing Dainfern Fight Club and fighting out of Joburg, South Africa, please welcome Nkoisi, the future Ndebele. Your referee is Ferdinand Basson.
Phil, we're just about to witness a straight line versus an infinite circle. Seconds away now.
Ian Cleary with a huge smile on his face. Can't wait to get started.
Fight's on. Cleary moving in behind the 1-2. Nkoisi is never going to let anything go unanswered.
Nice quick inside leg kick. from Nkoisi and Ndebele.
Nkoisi trying to touch his opponent, not necessarily load up and score a knockout shot, but touch his opponent. When you touch your opponent, you start to get a feeling for how he reacts. Once you know he's going to react, then you can win the fight. Little oblique kick, I like that.
Ian Cleary trying to strive forward with that lead uppercut. Switching stances, trying to give Nkoisi different looks, and you can see the changing of the levels from Ian Cleary, almost as if to preempt that takedown.
Nkoisi's footwork is so difficult to follow. He sometimes appears to be in trouble, but simply disappears. He's got a little matrix thing going on. Oh!
No tell head kick. Ian Cleary just smiles at him, and more often than not, that's a way of saying, yes, you caught me. Ian Cleary looking for that lead hook, switching stances.
I'm liking that shifting from side to side.
Really interesting strategic matchup. Ian Cleary with the double underhooks. Big takedown, but Nkoisi into belly.
Huge moment, Phil, for Nkoisi. He's been working incredibly hard with Coach Attila on his wrestling. You just saw the fruits of that right in front of us.
Working inside the guard of Ian Concrete Cleary right now. Concrete trying to tie up those arms, but Ndebele getting the strikes off.
Phil, Ndebele prefers to stand and strike from the outside. I am profoundly interested to see what kind of a ground and pound game he's got. We're starting to see that rain of elbows.
He's doing the right thing by trying to pin Ian Cleary against the cage so that he can't extend the hips and create a little bit of space for himself.
One of the keys here, Phil, one of the keys is keeping your head above your opponent's head. If Ndebele can keep his head higher than Concrete's head, it's very hard to get off that floor.
Concrete with a foot on the hip. We may see him try and switch for an armbar. Try and use that foot as a pivot point, but Cleary works back up to the feet. Eats some shots for his efforts. Little bit of separation. Nice stiff jab from Nkoisi and Ndebele.
And that was a clean lead left elbow right before that jab. It's actually taken some of the starch out of his opponent.
Ian Concrete Cleary as tough as they come, just marching forward.
Cleary may circle for a couple seconds more until his head completely clears from that elbow. Then we'll see him resume the attack.
Attacking that leg seems to be the game plan of Nkoisi and Ndebele. Nkoisi really light on the feet. Seems to be really loose and enjoying himself in there.
This is a critical moment in a young fighter's career, Phil. What Nkoisi is doing is working, but he cannot get overconfident.
Again, Nkoisi with the straight shot. Head kick attempt from Ian Cleary. And Nkoisi is opening up.
Crowd is going wild. Head moving around.
Beautiful sprawl from Nkoisi and Ndebele. You can see he must have been working diligently on the wrestling. Timed the sprawl beautifully. Attempts a knee to the body. I think that was an illegal knee. Not quite sure if it connected clean. The referee seemed to be happy with it.
The referee's happy, the future's happy.
Ian needs to dig into the underhook and turn towards Nkoisi and Ndebele.
This is a nice new little wrinkle. We got some nice dirty boxing from the future. New wrestling, new dirty boxing.
Tried that snap down knee. He's really working on that lead leg of Ian Cleary. Trying to take the pop out of the shots, lands beautifully and disengages.
Phil, this is a fighter who used to want to be where we saw him, where we see him right now, standing in the outside, throwing big pot shots. He has hugely expanded his game in just a year.
Nice leg kick from Ian Cleary. Yeah, we're seeing the evolution of Nkoisi and Ndebele, not just a striker now, but a well-rounded mixed martial artist. Beautiful front kick, showing a real diversity of strikes.
Short time, Phil, under 10 seconds.
Ian Cleary trying to land that uppercut, trying to anticipate the takedown attempt. Beautiful fight from Nkoisi and Ndebele.
Fantastic first round, Phil. I think we're both calling that one 10-9 for the future. Phil, if you were in Concrete's corner, what would you be saying to him right now?
I'd be telling him to use the straight shots to close the distance, force Nkoisi and Ndebele to walk backwards, clinch with him and try and hit the takedown. I'd like to see Ian Cleary try and implement his top game a little bit more if he can get that takedown.
If I was in Nkoisi's corner, I'd be telling him stay calm, but stay confident. Don't go crazy, you're winning the fight, so keep doing it.
Second round, here we go.
Nkoisi right ready to get back into it. We saw the oblique kick land, low kicks, middle kicks, high kicks.
Nice work to the
Beautiful
body.
combination from Concrete.
That's trademark Owen Roddy. Hit the body, leg kick, beautiful work. Nkoisi utilizing that reach, just popping off the long, stiff jab. Trying to land that straight down the middle. Beautiful again, body to leg kick. That's working beautifully for Ian Cleary.
Phil, I'm seeing Cleary try and fade straight back from some of those long shots. That could be problematic for him later when Nkoisi decides to start following up.
Gets caught with a nice straight from Nkoisi. Nkoisi trying to give Ian Cleary different looks. Tries the spinning attempt. Just shy, a little bit too close.
There's always a risk reward with highlight reel techniques.
Beautiful question mark kick from Nkoisi and Ndebele. Doesn't quite catch it clean, but he's showing Ian Cleary that it's there. Ian Cleary trying to find a way to close that distance and get inside. That's where he's having the most success. Working the body, working the legs.
Phil, I'm very impressed to see Cleary shifting from side to side. It's a lot harder than it looks when you've got someone like the Future throwing shots at you.
Oh, nice getting the head off the center line as Ian Cleary replying with a shot of his own. Really starting to work that body. That's good investment.
Phil, this is why fighters tend to throw single shots in MMA. If you throw one shot, you can pop back to safety. Throw two, you may get countered. Throw three, you're standing right in front of an opponent and you're moving forward and your opponent's trying to knock you out.
Head kick attempt from Ian Cleary. Just lands more so on the gloves. Liking the work from Ian Cleary, working the body, working the legs, changing levels.
Cleary clearly having a little bit better round.
Midway point of the second round. Shovel hook attempt from Nkoisi and Ndebele. Ian Cleary upping the work rate.
What a Superman punch.
Nice head movement from Ian Cleary. Needs to up the output a little bit. Really take the fight to Nkoisi and Ndebele.
Nkoisi did try a three-punch combination. He paid a heavy price for it. We're going to see him, I believe, move back to single shots until he starts landing those consistently and then maybe follow up with one more.
Just try and straighten your frame.
Cleary coming in at all angles.
Trying to switch stances and momentarily lead with that rear hand uppercut. Again with that push kick from Nkoisi and Ndebele. That's the kind of kick, as soon as I see it land, it makes me cringe just a little bit.
That's a kick that, if it lands perfectly, can cause permanent knee damage. But before anybody worry about that, getting hit in the head's not good for you either.
Ian Cleary trying to take down, defended by Nkoisi. Clinch game initiated by Ian Cleary. Nkoisi reverses him, so he's now pressuring Ian Cleary against the cage. Over-under position. Spinning back kick from Nkoisi. He may have hurt Ian Cleary.
He hurt him bad to the body.
And he's on
that spinning, that landed to the body.
But Ian Cleary's firing back, covering up, trying to fire back, shoots at the double. Beautiful defense.
Fantastic attack, fantastic defense. This is mixed martial arts. This is Brave Combat Federation.
Ian Cleary may be in trouble of giving up his back here, and Nkoisi in the parterre position.
Nkoisi may be showing us he's developing a submission game as well.
Ian Cleary,
Smart referee wants to see some defense.
Ian Cleary needs to roll on that arm. He has that arm pinned. He needs to try and barrel roll with it. Try and barrel roll forward.
He's looking for it, but Philly doesn't have the elbow yet. Very short time, seconds away.
Big knee to the body to finish.
Phil, there might have been a little bit of a question somewhere in that round, but that was absolutely, once again, 10-9 for the future.
It was an incredibly close round until that finishing salvo from Nkoisi Ndebele, but Ian Cleary living up to his nickname Concrete by absorbing those kind of shots. I'd be wondering if the hands are okay of Nkoisi Ndebele, because you don't want to be punching concrete.
That is a stone fact. Ian Concrete Cleary is now looking at a fight where he has to finish his opponent. He cannot win by a decision. We saw a beautiful Superman attempt that I think if he had timed it exactly perfectly could have ended the fight. We may see a second one. You're going to see Concrete trying to end his opponent.
He really has to go out now and take the fight to Nkoisi Ndebele.
I love seeing that.
Give each other a hug and then try and knock one another out.
And then try and whack him back in the liver.
You see Ian Cleary trying to take the fight, trying to put the pressure on Nkoisi. Nkoisi showing some lovely striking, mixing in the kicks and the hands beautifully, but beautiful hook from Ian Cleary. Needs to land a few more of those. Little cut just above the right eye of Ian Cleary. And Nkoisi's list seems to be opening up a little bit, finishing. Or starting the third round in very much the same fashion as he finished the second round.
Phil, Nkoisi may look like he's showboating. It may look like he's super confident, but he is maintaining distance. He's actually fighting very carefully and very smartly just outside of his opponent's range.
Popping that jab out absolutely beautifully. Just shy with the uppercut.
Last round when Nkoisi threw combinations, except for the very end, he was paying a price for it. He seems a little more confident this round, starting to put things together.
Ian Cleary must be thinking to himself, what do I need to do to penetrate the defenses of Nkoisi Ndebele? Beautiful takedown from Ian Cleary. Lands in full mount. If he can posture now, this is the most success Ian Cleary has had throughout the entirety of this fight. Will it be a case of too little too late, or will he work to the finish?
This is going to be an opportunity for Nkoisi to show how developed his ground game is. This is a terrible position to be in, but it is not an impossible one. And he's out! And he's in! And he's out!
Beautiful work from Nkoisi Ndebele to reverse the position and now land on top of Ian Cleary. Again, showing how he's progressing as a mixed martial artist.
Phil, this is evolution. Such an honor to have seen a fighter evolve before our eyes.
Ian has that knee shield, trying to work inside to reclaim half guard or guard. Needs to move in towards Nkoisi Ndebele.
Very sophisticated guard pass underway.
Just trying to smash that leg down. May again take the back. Ian Cleary trying to work to his feet. Needs to turn in towards Nkoisi Ndebele.
Concrete up on his feet, still leading some shots, but showed he is completely still in this fight. Got some money in the bank, knees to the legs. Knees to the legs don't end fights, but they take your opponent away, dragged him down to the ground.
Can he hold him?
May try and get a hook in. Again, Ian Cleary works to get to his feet.
Nkoisi Ndebele is showing, there's that hook. Is he going to get the second one? Very tough to do when you're pressed up against the cage.
Hammer fist being landed by Nkoisi Ndebele to try and soften up Ian Cleary.
The Future's wisely posturing back, trying to weaken his opponent. When he feels like he's done as much as he can, he would try to put in that second hook. Didn't happen. He's going right back to punishing those legs.
Huge knee, but Ian Cleary trying to pop right back up. Again, needs to turn in towards Nkoisi.
That was a perfect example of the risk reward that is mixed martial arts. Those big knees are huge, but they also give your opponent a chance to stand up.
A minute left. Ian Cleary really needs to go after it. Needs to throw the kitchen sink at Nkoisi Ndebele if he has any chance of taking the victory here.
Phil, it's hard for me to express how impressed I am with this new Future. This is not a fighter who just wants to stand on the outside. This is a man who will dirty box you all day. This is a man who, if he gets caught on bottom, will escape, gets on top, will rain down strikes.
Ian Cleary trying to break the grip.
Back suplex!
Beautiful belly to back suplex from Nkoisi Ndebele. What maturity from Nkoisi Ndebele.
Short time, 10 seconds.
There we have it. After 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges.
We have seen the Future, and we saw concrete what durability that gentleman possesses.
For the official decision.
All right, South Africa. Another incredible bout for Brave 31 South Africa. After 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. Your first judge scores about 30-27. Your next judge scores about 30-26. And your last judge scores about 30-27 for your winner by unanimous decision. Nkoisi, the Future, Ndebele.
Huge win for Nkoisi Ndebele.
Brave Nation, this next battle is 3 5-minute rounds in a catchweight bout of 72 kilograms. Introducing your first warrior. Fighting out of the blue corner, this man's a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 2 wins and 1 loss. He stands 178 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 71.5 kilograms. Fighting out of Attila MMA in South Africa. Please welcome Nkoisi, the Future, Ndebele. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man's a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 3 wins and 2 losses. He stands 167.6 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 71.5 kilograms. Fighting out of Team Fight Fortress in Islamabad, Pakistan. Give it up for Zia Mashwana Warrior.
Nkoisi pretty chilled out. Was even hints of the floss there as he was getting started. And as we say, every time we've seen this young man, it's a beautiful pop jab, and every time we've seen Nkoisi, he's got better, but what a kick from Mashwani. Both men earning the respect of one another. Nkoisi with the jabs, Mashwani with those beautiful leg kicks. And
Mashwani Warrior pressing, Nkoisi moving back in a circle, trying to get distance. Now we're gonna have a look at their wrestling, Phil.
nice work
and
so
they
far.
separate.
Good work from Nkoisi to disengage with that clinch. As we say, training with Coach Attila, his wrestling game's only going to get better, but when you have somebody who's pretty much been wrestling since birth in Mashwani, it's very, very difficult to try and go toe-to-toe in the wrestling realm.
Mashwani warrior, back body lock, succeeded in driving his opponent to the knees. Hard to take a man down in the sport, harder to keep him there.
And you can see, yes, Nkoisi may be the longer rangier fighter, but Mashwani definitely the more compact, thicker tree stump, Tolkien style fighter.
Phil, odds makers liked Ndebele in this fight, but Mashwani Warrior is showing that he absolutely is in this to win it.
And as we say, in sports like boxing, you know, young prospects like this wouldn't even consider fighting each other for between 5 and 10 years, but mixed martial arts is a completely different animal where the best consistently fight the best, and that's what you're getting here at Brave Combat Federation 45. Nice work from Nkoisi to get back up, but Mashwani, dog with a bone, gets the takedown. And Nkoisi, as soon as his back touches the ground, back up to his feet. Wonderful developments in the young man's game.
Absolutely. At this point a year ago, we would have seen Nkoisi Ndebele on his back trying to hold on. Now we're seeing him doing what he wants to do. It is, Phil, going to take him a little while to get his rhythm going. It always does, but once he gets it going, boy, when it's on, it's something special.
Showing a nice little diversity of strikes, and that was a very aggressive shoeing kick from Mashwani. Nice head movement and rolling work from Nkoisi, who looks like he's starting to find his groove a little bit, as you alluded to, Kirik. Lateral movement and beautiful stiff jab. And Nkoisi's starting to turn it up just a little bit. Will Mashwani close the distance for the takedown? Nice work from Nkoisi again, showing those developments in his game. Oh, knee attempt, just shy with it.
Phil, that could have been it right there.
Mashwani in on a deep, deep single, made switch and transition down to the left ankle.
Coach Ali was there reminding his fighter, Mashwani Warrior, keep his head position.
Oh, beautiful elbows to the side of the head from Nkoisi.
That's exactly what the coach warned him about.
Oh, they are huge.
Coach wanted that head just a little bit higher. Move the head up just a little bit, and that point of the elbow can no longer land
and again,
the way it is now.
He's opened up Mashwani with those elbows. How could he not? There was about 6 or 7 there.
Big props. Coach Ali saw that one coming, warned his fighter in the heat of the action. Mashwani Warrior didn't hear it or chose a different path, and he is paying a price for that now.
A cut may just be in and around the top of the head of Mashwani, and it's starting to leak a little bit there.
Over and again, Phil, I'm asked for one piece of advice that you can give to fighters, and it's a simple one. Listen to your coach.
Yeah, Mashwani really is starting to leak now like an umbrella with a hole in it. Nice work from Nkoisi to change the position, and I
believe the doctor may be called in to have a look at the cut. Again, fighter health and safety is paramount always in Brave Combat Federation.
Just having a little bit of a look at the cut, and it doesn't seem to be impeding the vision right now. It seems to be more in the hairline than it does directly above the eye, but you can see, yeah, that's a deep cut. Deggy Larkin just making sure with the doctors, and if you're Nkoisi and Ndebele, do you target that cut now?
You do. You start trying to circle towards it, land a jab. If your opponent goes in for a takedown again, which is almost sure to happen, you try that elbow again. Mashwani Warrior trying to land that right low kick.
Trying to land that big overhand, but just a little bit too close. Oh, beautiful 1-2, Nkoisi.
Mashwani Warrior
diving
staggered.
In. He smells blood. There's a head kick, drops him. Referee taking a long, hard look at this. Beautiful strikes being followed up here by Nkoisi.
Mashwani Warrior back to his feet.
Oh, crushing elbow again from Nkoisi. How much can Zaya take of this punishment? Knee to the head. Oh, Mashwani's out on his feet. That's
it now. Deggy Larkin
over.
has stopped the fight. Mashwani has stopped.
Nkoisi
the future in Ndebele.
Nkoisi with a beautiful barrage of punches, all predicated off that beautiful 1-2. Has the head kick, has the knee, follows up. Beautiful stoppage by referee Deggy Larkin. Realized that the fighter was out on their feet, calls an end to the action. No protestation from the fighter, no protestation from his corner, illustrating that it was the right call. Congratulations, the future may just have become the present, Carrick.
Oh, Phil, what a moment that was. That is power. That is raw power. Boom! The fighter goes down again. And then a barrage of shots to the head, knee to the head, everything but the kitchen sink. Great call when just seconds later, Decky Larkin stepped in and ended it.
Yeah, you could see just, I think what referee Decky Larkin did right there was he didn't necessarily save the fighter from Nkoisi and Ndebele. He saved Mashwani Warrior from himself. There was no need for him to take on any more unnecessary punishment. Fantastic stoppage from one of the best in the world, Decky the Bandit Larkin.
Great action from everybody in the Brave cage. Great TKO win for the future. Great heart and skill shown by Zia Mashwani Warrior and Decky the Larkin, best in the business. Great officiating.
And it's great to see Mashwani back to his feet, and Carlos Kramer, make it official, my friend.
All right, Brave Nation, what an incredible and exciting bout that was. This comes to an end at 4 minutes and 29 seconds of the very first round. Referee Decky Larkin stops about TKO due to strikes for the future. Nkoisi and Ndebele. All right, Brave Nation, don't blink. This next battle is 3 5-minute rounds in the bantamweight division. Brave Nation, introducing your first warrior. Fighting out of the blue corner, this man's a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 3 wins and 1 loss. He stands 178 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 61.6 kilograms. Representing Attila MMA and fighting out of South Africa, please welcome Nkoisi, the future, and Ndebele. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man's a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 6 wins and 3 losses. He stands 175 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 61.5 kilograms. Fighting out of Morocco, give it up for Abdelmoumen Masate. Your referee is the Bandit, Decky Larkin.
How chilled out does Nkoisi look pre-fight?
Unreal. Even just having a little bit of a glimpse at his movement as well as he was hearing his opponent announced. What a spectacular matchup this is set to be. Masate in the red corner and Ndebele in the blue. We are off.
He's deceptively long and rangy. You don't realize just how far away you can be from him and still get caught with the shots.
That karate style that he comes from, the way he can cover distance. I mean, he's got long limbs as it is. Look at the length of that jab, that straight laser-like jab coming at you. But on top of that, he can get in and out huge distances in a split second.
Do you remember Dalsim from Street Fighter?
I remember them well, yes.
Both guys just trying to get a little bit of a read on one another.
Masate fighting very smartly right now. He's circling, not letting his opponent get him lined up to throw those shots.
Yeah, Masate, when you look back at his other fights, the way he looks to get it to the ground is throw big hooks to get a connection to lock it up. You've got to be so careful with Ndebele.
Oh,
Dangerous.
big shot over the top.
Yeah, without stunning stuff. Oof.
Even just the range covered with that jab.
Such.
Like you think you're out of harm's way, and next thing you get a big old Brave glove to the face.
Yeah, it was such a stifling weapon as well because it takes you out of your rhythm. It stops your forward motion, and it comes from nowhere as well. So your timing. Oh, look at the right hand off that jump knee.
Like the jump knee was the feint that set up the right.
Yes. Now the clinch. Oh, but down.
Oh, that looked like a little bit of a guard pull to me. I think Masate was trying to.
Oh.
And Nkoisi telling him to get back to the feet.
No, you're not getting me down to the mat that easily.
It's such a simple thing, gentlemen, but it so often doesn't happen. So often fighters jump into that clinch when they shouldn't.
Oh, did Nkoisi get rocked a little bit there?
I think that was a head clash, actually, Phil. When they came in, he went forward.
But Nkoisi with the takedown.
And he's got to be careful here. That jiu-jitsu game, he's got a very active guard off his back, Masate.
Oh, that head clash may have actually caught Masate right in the eye. Oh, he's compromised, gentlemen.
I can't quite
trying
see
to work.
that. Yes.
Trying to work for an armbar.
Oof.
Oh, that cut has definitely compromised the vision. You can see him trying to blink it out, but he's trying to work for an
working
armbar.
for the armbar. That's the elbow's okay, but he might switch that round.
Looking for the triangle. Nkosi's got to posture back. Keep that head behind the knees.
Sit back on his heels just as he's doing. Very intelligent. He can't be diving in like that. It's very dangerous.
Such an active guard off the bottom. And yet you can see that cut. And it was off the fact that Masate bounced off the cage. So looking for the submission yet again.
Nkoisi doing the right thing by keeping his head on the outside of the thigh to transition into side control.
Is it Masate that's cut? I think it's Masate it's the blood.
Yes, Masate, yeah. Potential for knees to the body here.
Coming.
And he has these long legs. Oh, dropping, rolling, straight back into guard, but great work from Ndebele.
Needs to be aware of that triangle again. Masate has the wrist.
Very smooth pass to half guard.
Oh, trying to
Leg
lock up a
lock
leg.
Ooh, working his way down.
The danger with a leg lock in this position is you have to commit fully to it with both hands, which then leaves your face vulnerable to a myriad of face punching.
Oh, you can see that is a cut just on the left eyebrow there. Still working for that, digging deep, trying to stretch that left leg of Ndebele, but as you said, Phil, just taking damage as he tries.
Trying to creep that guard up the back of Nkoisi. Nkoisi needs to posture just a little bit. He can't be in that no man's land space.
How impressed are you with the attacks from the bottom, Kirik?
Extremely. This is obviously a world-class guard we're looking at, and it's happening in the face of heavy pressure from strikes.
He's touching his eye. Something happened to Masate's eye there. I don't know whether that's just blood going in, but he kept touching it, and that's what caused him to turn over.
I think it's the blood. I don't think he's able to see out of that
up
eye.
kick there.
That
Accidental but illegal kick. Looking victory roll, looking for
trying
that
to
knee
work in.
bar.
Oh,
May try and work into a heel hook here.
he is trying that, and you can actually still get it from.
Could go inside out on it.
Yeah. This is not the sort of game you want to play with a world-class grappler like Masate.
This is the kind of work Nkoisi Ndebele needs if he wants to take over the world. He's got to face a high-level grappler like that and hold his own.
And you can see Masate trying to free up those legs.
And Nkoisi showing that he can hang with a really decent grappler.
I was so impressed. Oh, he's looking to lean back. Not enough time there, but
Very interesting first round, gentlemen.
great first round. We saw the striking there from Ndebele, but the active guard, the attack after attack coming forward, and you saw that. They were going straight back when the head clash, and Masate is making those movements. You'll see it here. He bounces off the cage.
No,
that was the wrong one. Strong work from Ndebele. But like you said, just an intriguing matchup.
Gentlemen, if you're in Nkosi's corner, what do you tell him? What I tell him is don't go down to the ground. Keep it standing, son.
just checking the eye there. It does look a little compromised. You see a slightly forlorn look on the face of Masate. And he may be communicating that he can't continue.
If blood pours into the eye, it can cause
shaking his head.
A temporary inability to see.
Referee taking long. He's taking a long, hard look at this. We could be
Fighter is not getting off his stool.
He is now. Now he has
a little bit of gamesmanship. Spill
a lot of bit of gamesmanship, buying himself a little bit extra time.
But still saying he can continue.
I genuinely thought the fight had ended there with the fighter shaking his head.
But we might have seen, again, a little mental dent in the armor there. He's talking to his corner still. This is dangerous because you do not want to switch off in a fight like this against a... Oh, the doctor's going to check it.
It's also dangerous, nor do you want to put a fighter in there who doesn't want to be in there.
Without a doubt, with somebody as dangerous
Yes,
as
that's a
Ndebele.
great point, Brian Lacey.
Gentlemen, I believe he's saying he can't see properly. The doctor is examining both irises.
If you say you can't see, the fight is over. That's it. We done?
No, we're still on.
Doctor liked what he saw. The fight is on.
Round 2 underway. Ndebele in the blue corner, Masate in the red. Back and forth they went on the ground. Round number 1.
Masate's still blinking that eye out a little bit, guys.
It certainly bothered him on the ground. There was a point where he did turtle up, touching it. Then he attacked.
I love the way Nkoisi's switching stances now. Just means he opens himself up to a whole new diversity of attacks. Oh, beautiful uppercut.
Just glances.
Nice
doesn't
job
quite-
getting in that single, too.
Big shots coming down now. Masate has got to find a way to survive. Ndebele's got to be careful picking his shots here. This is a grounded opponent.
He's doing a good job just landing the uppercut. That's a big knee.
Right in front of us. Almost rose him off the ground.
Ooh.
Oh, and
Oh, he's down!
That's it, it's over!
It's over!
Nkoisi, the future Ndebele gets it done. Gentlemen, has the future just become the present?
Wow.
That knee came all the way from South Africa.
And it arrived in style. Phenomenal stuff. Round 1 was a chess match between the two. Round 2, that is as definitive a finish as you are ever going to see. Right in front of us here in the commentary booth. He rose him off the ground with one knee, and then when he got the clinch, finished it up. Stunning stuff from the future Ndebele.
Absolutely sumptuous finish. Just in the clinch. Knees right up the pipe. Precision, pinpoint accuracy. Referee Dickie Larkin knew it was the finished shot.
Oh, wow. That one clips these connect. Look, stopped by the forearm.
Oh.
Boom, that found a way through.
Right up to the temple, down to the ground.
Lovely clinch work. Inescapable clinch work from Nkoisi.
Just so strong, so powerful. You
Now,
look
Del Mumin Masate is now up on his feet. He's drinking water. His composure is returned, but this fight is entirely over.
All right, Brave Nation, another amazing finish. This comes to an end at 46 seconds of round 2. Your winner by TKO, Nkoisi, the future, Ndebele. Here we go, Brave Nation. This first bout is 3 5-minute rounds in the bantamweight division. Introducing your first warrior. Fighting out of the blue corner, this man is a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 4 wins and 1 loss. He stands 178 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 61.5 kilograms. Representing Attila's MMA and Fitness Academy and fighting out of South Africa, please welcome Nkoisi, the future, Ndebele. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, this man, the mixed martial artist with a professional record of 7 wins and 2 losses. He stands 169 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 61.2 kilograms. Representing Rhino Sambo Club and fighting out of Bogota, Colombia. Give it up for Eduardo El Burro Mora. Your referee is the Vanilla Gorilla, Aaron Wallace.
Your referee in charge is the Vanilla Gorilla, Mr. Aaron Wallace, the viral sensation himself. You can already see the distinct height advantage from Nkoisi Ndebele.
Phil Nkoisi's corner had some interesting advice for him. Said, I don't feel like working tonight. I want you to take him out in the very first round.
Nkoisi exhibits just an unbelievable amount of calm for somebody so young in their mixed martial arts career at just 4-1.
The young man is also extraordinary at getting reads on his opponent. It takes an ordinary fighter Little bit of action right there. It takes an ordinary fighter 2 to 3 minutes generally to get a sense of his opponent's speed, timing, reach on that day, where perhaps some injuries are. When Nkoisi does that in about 30 seconds, you're going to see him turn it on very, very shortly.
Nice and light on the feet, just trying to get a measure of the range, switching stances, giving Eduardo different looks. So much data to download. Beautiful straight right down the pipe. Oh, and again to the body. Nice control being exhibited so far from Nkoisi.
El Burro showing a little bit of an advantage in the kicks so far. Nkoisi showing a little bit of advantage, or maybe a lot of bit of advantage in the punches so far.
Mora is incrementally dropping the hands, and he's leaving a little bit of a gap. When he's kicking, he's dropping the hands, and he's leaving those gaps for Nkoisi to exploit.
Nkoisi's also trying to draw those hands a little bit lower with his kicks. Feinting a kick up the middle, throwing those low kicks, tends to draw those hands down, and then he goes up high.
Nkoisi seems to have settled in this fight a little bit quicker, attacking the body, changing levels beautifully, mixing up the frequency of his strikes nicely is Nkoisi.
That height you mentioned, Phil, is starting to show here. That extra reach is definitely a big help in this fight.
The longest period of inactivity in the career of Nkoisi Ndebele. His last fight, he defeated Abdul Mumin Musate via second round TKO at Brave 48. That was back in March of 2021 here in Combat Kingdom, Bahrain. Mora, the more active fighter, did fight last month, defeating Narsen Taberes via first round knee bar. That being the first submission win of his career.
Nkoisi, yep, there it was. And Nkoisi was starting to ramp up those feints a little bit. That's typical of what he does before he throws the bigger shots.
And he's fighting at range beautifully.
He also believes he has the measure of his opponent's kicks. I think you're going to see him not take those kicks, but he's going to start countering right in the middle of the kicks.
You would have thought the 5-time Colombian national sambo champion would have tried to punch his way into the clinch and try to get a hold of Nkoisi, because right now he's struggling to negate that range and get inside his own punching range.
El Burro is, for very, very good reasons, an extremely confident fighter. I think he believes in his heart he can win this fight anywhere, and he aims to prove it.
Still very much trying to download the data, trying to get a read on the stimulus being given to him by Nkoisi. Nice, solid inside leg kick, taking a little bit of the pop away, but you can see every time that Mora throws, it's just a little bit shy, a little bit short. Instead of single strikes, I'd like to see him throw 2s and 3s, combination strikes to close that distance. Nkoisi doing a great job of throwing his strikes, landing and getting out of the pocket.
One problem that El Burro faces is the same problem anybody who faces Nkoisi is going to have. There's nobody who's this tall and this fast in your gym. Are there people who are this tall? Absolutely. Are they this fast? Absolutely not. He is a very, very hard fighter to prepare for.
Good solid leg kick from Mora, but again, I'd like to see him follow that up a little bit with something. Single strikes is not the way to fight somebody like Nkoisi.
Good strategy though. He's aware of his opponent's excellent footwork, believes, and it's correct, that if you attack those legs a little bit, it does slow down takes the edge off your opponent's footwork.
Nkoisi doing a good job of giving Mora different looks, changing levels. Constant stance switching. 10 seconds to go in our opening round.
Nice trying to drop Sewa Nagi. Big Arn steps in perfectly. We are taking it into round 2.
Solid takedown defense at the end of the round there from Nkoisi, showing just how well-rounded he is. Eduardo Mora showing that he is a threat when it comes to that clinch. You can see what he was trying to do. He was trying to get the throw, but Nkoisi was very much wise to it. And the story of that first round, Carrick, is the difficulty that Eduardo Mora is having negating that distance and range settled upon by Nkoisi Ndebele.
Indeed, Phil, indeed. However, once he got in, it happened at the very end of the round, but once he got in, although it didn't work, although that drop Sewanagi did not work, I guarantee you he downloaded a lot of information. I guarantee you he felt what Nkoisi feels like when you hold him, when you try and pull him, when you try and push him, and that is invaluable experience. I think his corner wants to tell him, do it again, but not with 10 seconds to go in the round this time. Try that clinch again. Try a takedown again. Even if it doesn't work the second time, you're going to download valuable information. Maybe the third time is a charm.
Cage door is closed. Both combatants ready to go. Surely you would expect more of the same from Nkoisi. Again, even we noticed during fight week, he is the calmest man in the hotel. Everything he does with a level of cool and calm that people like you and I just can't quite attain, Carrick.
Phil, I get a little nervous just being around people like him, and he's one of the nicest guys I know. Beautiful overhand shot from El Burro. Nice spin kick from El Burro.
That's what I want.
Finding the range a little bit better is Eduardo in this second round.
As soon as he's in range, punish him.
6 of Eduardo's 9 professional bouts have gone to the judges, so he is the type of fighter that's in it for the long haul. 2016 Pan Am gold medalist in combat sambo was Eduardo Mora.
Mora's done a great job of following up missed kicks with a spinning back fist, spinning hammer fist. I see Nkoisi's got that defensive hand held up pretty high in response. Very intelligent counter to a very intelligent follow-up.
Comes in range, touch him. Make him think. That's it. Make him think.
Get that straight right down the pipe. It's beautiful for Nkoisi. Oh, he hurt him to the body there, forced him to cover up. Nkoisi smells a little bit of blood in the water. Another
Maybe a lot of bit of blood in the water.
Take it easy. Think about where you
Another
are.
shot to the body. You can see the big, deep breaths from Eduardo Mora.
Make him think. Don't give him time to get comfortable.
Oh, trying to get that knee through. Decent knee shield initially from Mora, but has he been compromised to the body, Carrick?
He may have a broken rib.
Oh! Big shot. And Nkoisi is relentless with these knees. Doing a great job of just finding these little pockets of space.
The opening, take it.
Phil, Eduardo's not trying to change position here. He's not trying to get his back off the fence. That does lead me to believe that there is something wrong with one of those ribs.
Solid grappling being exhibited here by the future.
Feel his body move. Feel his body move.
His coach Attila was not able to be here, but I guarantee he's extremely happy with what he's watching right now.
Cheeky little fence grab from Eduardo.
Knee the back of the leg. That's it. The whole time.
That'll be noted by referee Aaron Wallace.
Feel where he's weighted.
Solid body lock here from
Let him
Nkoisi.
tell you where he wants
And
to
he's
go.
just driving that knee into the meat of the thigh.
That's
Oh!
it. Let him
Tried
tell
the
you where he wants
throw,
to
but
go.
it was
Don't force it.
denied. Now going for that Kimura grip. As we know, Carrick, a lot of the time that Kimura grip is used
Feel where he's weak.
to break your opponent's grip.
Even if you must pull him back.
May try and spin out
Don't
now.
rush. Take your time.
That move is named for Masahiko Kimura, popularized in the modern era of mixed martial arts by Sakuraba. Had a great deal of luck with it. But it's hard to communicate, Brave Nation. Nkoisi looks like he's very thin, and people associate thinness with a lack of strength. Do not believe that. This man's power is remarkable.
You're the one he has to carry.
Every time we see Nkoisi in their Brave Arena, he has developed a new wrinkle to his game. It's that evolution of the sport that's so intriguing.
The wrestling is something he's always kept in his back pocket. He had it, but it's been developing to a higher and higher level. He happens to have a preference for striking, but I think he wants to see what he can do in terms of his wrestling. Maybe impress Coach Attila, who we know is watching on television right now.
That leg's up, see if you
Little
can put it towards his
little
back.
giraffe fighting going on right now. Brave Nation, a central part of this sport, particularly when you're pushed up against the cage, is that head position.
You're going to explode away through elbows
Of these
on the way out,
athletes
huh?
is vying to get their head in a slightly better leverage position.
Put your head
Right
under
now
his
that
chin. Put your
position
head
is
under
held
his chin. Make
by
him uncomfortable.
Nkoisi
Make him
and
uncomfortable.
Ndebele.
And I say this every time we're watching
That's
an
it,
MMA
boss.
fight. This is the most
Use the
draining
shoulder strikes.
aspect
Throw the
of the
elbows if
sport.
there's a
That
gap.
clinch
That's
game,
it.
that 50-50 against the cage, where it looks like nothing's going on, but it's an unstoppable force meeting an immovable object. Two opposing forces trying to implement their game plan, trying to force their will upon one another, and often that can result in one of the most draining stalemates in combat sports.
That's it. Punish.
Nkoisi again
Finish
finishing
strong.
strong, good hips, solid draw. And again, solid work from Nkoisi and Ndebele.
No question in my mind, that is a 2018 round thus far. We do have a little bit of a dream team of officials cage side. I don't always agree with everything they say, but they're better than I am. I will always defer to them. I do believe, though, that Nkoisi and Ndebele is now up by 20-18. His corner probably believes the exact same thing, is going to tell their fighter, is going to tell El Burro, go out there and finish the fighter in this round.
And Nkoisi and Ndebele is finding those straight shots better than BA Airlines find lost luggage. Yes, they did lose my luggage. Yes, I am salty about it. Yes, I did call them out on worldwide television. Nkoisi and Ndebele doing a fantastic job so far at showing his maturation as a well-rounded, fully fledged mixed martial artist. And surely if you're in the corner of Eduardo Moro right now, you're telling him you're potentially down 2 rounds. You need to throw the kitchen sink at Nkoisi and go for the finish.
And Phil, there's a little wrinkle on conditioning. Nkoisi chose not to sit down on the stool in that round. He stood the entire time.
That's all he's got. He's not setting it up.
Very measured, mature performance thus far from Nkoisi and Ndebele.
Nkoisi is trying to set up shots a little bit harder
He's
now.
in range, touch him.
I think
Don't just
both
wait.
these fighters have been given the order, end it in this round.
When he throws those kicks, the hands drop, of course. Don't always wait.
If mixed
Watch for
martial
the
arts
spinning, but
competition
keep it.
is a dance, it is Nkoisi who has been leading that dance pretty much throughout the entirety of this round, and indeed in the beginning of this third round.
Having
And
said
not
that,
just
El
one
Burro
punch,
has
give me
been in the
combos,
thick of this the
give me
entire
combos.
time. Maybe down on points, absolutely is not
That's
broken.
it. That's where you're going to get him, because he's moving straight backwards.
Doing a good job of attacking in little bursts, almost lulling Eduardo into a false sense of security and then pulsing forward with his attacks.
Phil, that's a method that was
against the
developed
cage,
by
boss.
Muhammad Ali. He would flick out a jab, barely touch, throw the exact same jab with power on it.
Don't let him move.
It's a devastating effect. See a little bit of that from Nkoisi.
He's only
He'll throw
moving
the
to the
same
one
shot,
side.
One
As
will
soon as
have
you
everything
throw,
on
watch
it,
the
one
kick.
will have next
He's
to
only
nothing.
going to
Makes
his
it
left.
very hard to know what's coming at you.
Look, he's only going to his left. Anticipate it. See,
So
same
Nkoisi
side.
go to the body with the hands earlier. Might be a good strategy.
That's
again,
it. Now
particularly
put
since he may have
pressure.
caused some damage to the body with that kick in round 2.
And again, in that tiring, draining, debilitating clinch position.
I want you to put damage, of course. Damage. Don't just control. Damage.
Again, I
Knees,
don't think it
elbows.
would be too much
Head
of a
under
stretch
the
to say
chin.
this is potentially the best version of Nkoisi we've seen so far in the
Elbows.
Brave
If you
Arena.
break away
It
from
has.
the
He's shown some
elbow,
wrestling that
that's
he
it.
may have possessed before, but for whatever reason did not show us. Interesting
Don't
strategy
forget
here
the
from
knees.
El Burro. Rather than trying to
Hands
reverse
on,
position on the wall, he tries to set up takedowns.
Tried to throw the spinning elbow there, just shy, but now he has Nkoisi pressed against. But great defense to reverse the position, turning defense into attack is Nkoisi and Ndebele.
And again, Moro looking for a takedown from that back up against the fence position.
Eduardo Mora has asked questions of Nkoisi and Ndebele, and he has answered emphatically thus far. Midway point of the third and final round.
Nkoisi doing that giraffe fighting, positioning for superior leverage with his head. Mora again was trying to set up a takedown from there. Partially committed to it and was countered.
Just how frustrating is this for Eduardo Mora, Carrick? He's tried to initiate and secure the takedown and ends up getting taken down himself.
This is a perfect example of mixed martial arts. It's very easy to shut somebody down. If Mora never wanted to be taken down, he absolutely could do that. The reason he was taken down is he committed to a takedown himself. That is the nature of the sport.
Momentarily had wrist control, thought about Kimura, but good job to get back to his feet from El Burro here. Probably going to eat a couple of knees. Oh, rolling for the knee. Point of the knee is safe, and eats a big shot for his trouble.
Big props to Nkoisi for escaping from that. That was, if I recall correctly, how El Burro won his last fight.
Correct. Third round as well. Showing that he's dangerous throughout the course of a 3-round fight.
Looking for that standing figure 4, that standing Kimura again. Nkoisi may switch to a takedown grip. And got it.
Beautiful work. But again, Eduardo very much doing everything he can to stay in this fight, but he needs to pull out the spectacular right now, Carrick. What do you say to him if you're in the corner? Disengage and just either with your shield or on your sword kind of approach.
He's landed very many low kicks. Absolutely, would be disengaged, throw a couple of low kicks, try and get Nkoisi's hands a little bit low, and then throw a high kick out of nowhere.
Well, he only has 30 seconds with which to do something like that. When you have Nkoisi in Ndebele with a body lock around your hands connected, it's going to be very difficult to create the separation and then the offense in the limited time we have left.
Short time now, Brave Nation. 10 seconds.
Again, every time that Eduardo has tried that takedown, has been denied.
Big Arn separates them. Excellent fight by both parties. In all likelihood, we do know who our winner is.
Yeah, like we said, a very mature, confident performance from Nkoisi and Ndebele, and doesn't look overly enthused with his own performance. He gets the embrace from his corner, Jason van Schalvik. Again, at 27 years old, with another performance like that, just approaching his prime, it's the possibilities and potential for Nkoisi are limitless at the moment.
100% limitless, and he absolutely should not feel bad for not getting a submission, for not getting a knockdown, because he was fighting Eduardo El Burro Mora, who is a tremendous fighter.
Yeah, props to Eduardo Mora. Lesser fighters would have realized that they weren't going to win the fight, may have taken the out, but he was in it right to the end, showing that type of heart, that type of corazon that the Latin fighters are renowned for.
All right, Brave Nation, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. All 3 judges scored about 30-27. Your winner by unanimous decision, out of the blue corner from South Africa, Nkoisi, the future, Ndebele.
Battle is 3 5-minute rounds in the bantamweight division. Introducing your first warrior, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 5 wins and just 1 loss. He stands 178 centimeters tall and weighs already 61.6 kilograms. Representing Attila's MMA and Fitness Academy and fighting out of South Africa. Put your hands together for Nkoisi, the future, Ndebele. Introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 4 wins and just 1 loss. He stands 171 centimeters tall and weighs already 61.45 kilos, representing BSA Martial Arts and Tiger Shark, and fighting out of Indonesia. Give it up for Macho Camacho! Your referee in charge is Joshua.
Little glove touch, there will be no more loving those gloves until it's over. Fajar staying on the outside, just very slightly moving in to see if he can get a read on his opponent. Feinting just ever so. Nkoisi Ndebele stalking very, very carefully. Bladed stance from which he can pop forward and back very, very quickly. You see the South African flag he so proudly wears on his shorts. And first strike goes, oh, huge strike on the second one. Touch with a foot, boom with a spin kick. Fajar is closed, back to looking for the legs. Look at those hips of the future. Shut down the attempt so far. Fajar is still on, looking for the takedown.
Oh, big takedown. He's showing he can wrestle. We said in the opening package that this is what he's been doing, working diligently on his wrestling. And Nkoisi Ndebele making no mistakes, crossing his T's, dotting his I's.
Look at those hips, Brave Nation. They are pushed in so close to the opponent. It's very hard even to get a heel in. Watch Fajar try and get a foot in that hip so he can pop his opponent back, then try and take him down and end up in a reversed position. Because of the forward pressure of the future, that is not possible yet. We've got one foot in the hip, and it is popped out again.
Solid work so far from Nkoisi Ndebele. He's trying to get those elbows in. Razor sharp. He's getting through. He needs to be wary of the triangle. I think the cage might be impeding the pass a little bit. No, full side control.
Excellent work on bottom from Fajar. Macho Camacho has managed to get a guard of sorts.
He's being impeded by the cage here, so Nkoisi's doing a great job of just holding him down, smothering his work. Nkoisi was, of course, meant to fight Mati Zaharovs a month ago.
Mati's had to medically withdraw from the bout, but has made a full recovery.
That is a fight I would love to see again.
Nice little shot from on top by Nkoisi Ndebele. Again, looking to pass aggressively. He's not content to simply sit inside guard, land the occasional shot. He's trying to further his position. He'll next try and trap that near arm and then rain down the big shots. And again, excellent re-guard attempts from Fajar.
Big shots again being landed.
Nkoisi back inside a full guard. Fajar struggling to get the feet even, the heels even into the hips.
You can see what he's trying to do. He's trying to open the guard and work for some kind of submission, but it's considerably more difficult because the positional dominance and understanding of it from Nkoisi is fantastic.
That elbow landed. Nkoisi Ndebele may smell blood in the water now.
And this is all he needs to do. He doesn't need to take any unnecessary risk, Keurig.
This is a fighter, though, who, as you said earlier, he showed us at least a new wrinkle, if not a whole bunch of them, every time he's fought.
And it's relentless pace, as we say, that evolution of the young fighter. Every time you see him, there's something different. There's something he's added to his game. There's something he's developed. And that shows you just how seriously Nkoisi Ndebele is taking the fight game.
His aim, even 6 months ago, would have been simply to strike, but what he's doing now is combining a very aggressive guard passing attempt with the striking. He's doing so very, very adroitly. Macho Camacho is very much still in this fight, but has not been able to mount any offense whatsoever.
Very dominant work from Nkoisi and Ndebele.
Shots are coming down harder. And harder.
Referee's taking a long, hard look at this.
And harder.
I'm sure Nkoisi thought he was close to finishing the fight there. What does that do to a fighter, Kirik, when you feel like you're close to finishing the fight and it doesn't happen?
It's a huge thing that good coaches train their fighters against. What happens, Brave Nation, is when you think you're almost there, whether it's from a choke, whether it's from a leg lock, whether it's from a flurry of punches, and it turns out it's not, for most fighters, that's a huge letdown. What you have to do as a great coach is teach your fighter to never get too excited. Phil, we are not looking at a bantamweight right here. We were looking at someone who is at lightweight. Thanks to the massive amount of work he puts in, he was able to drop 20 pounds and put it back on again. Little glove touch. The future is now stalking.
And even just the calm with which he approaches the fight game.
This is truly a man in the office. He's another day at work.
Very much in that flow state. Fajar almost has a look of slight deer in the headlights. He doesn't want to be first, Kirik.
Nkoisi feinting a little bit, trying to get reads on his opponent.
Oh! Beautiful spinning heel kick.
Absolutely phenomenal kick, howsoever. And again, almost got taken down.
But turns it into attack.
Ended up on top, and we know what's coming.
What a fantastic sequence of events.
What season is it in Bali? It is monsoon season. And the strikes are going to rain down like a monsoon. The first strikes, we're seeing first shoulder strikes of this card. It's a nasty little technique. The opponent has your hands controlled, no problem. You take a very specific part of your shoulder, the bony protrusion on the front, you drive it into your opponent's face. Not going to knock anybody out, but it is going to make them let you go. When you let them go, worse things start to happen.
Incredible top pressure from Nkoisi and Ndebele right now. Partisan crowd trying to get behind Fajar. Nkoisi could, I thought potentially he was going to move into mount there, but he's solidifying the side control position. Beautiful elbow.
Fajar wants to get on his side. It's going to be very, very tough for him to get up when he's flat on his back. Think about a turtle flipped over. And here comes the elbow.
And this is really all Nkoisi needs to do. Is just lather, rinse, repeat. He is landing big strikes. I don't think Fajar has landed anything on him yet. Fajar 4-1 as a pro. Nkoisi and Ndebele 5-1. Nkoisi currently
Nkoisi's starting to get a little bit mad.
Oh,
starting to let those hands go.
Big shots. Could be the end of it.
Boom, 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 boom.
There it is.
It is over. Brave Nation, that is the future. That is Nkoisi and Ndebele. And I have a little suspicion, Phil. Who's going to be next for this man? Somebody who's moving up.
It'll be interesting to see, but there has been rumors. Well, I'll speak about that shortly.
Brave Nation, we're getting a look at the replay of the ending. Nkoisi and Ndebele decided he had had enough. He'd had enough of this position. It was time to start throwing punches. Threw about 20, 25 of them, and that was it. Call the number of punches he threw. A baker's dozen, 2 dozen. Here they are. Bam, bam, bam.
Joshua Hamilton has called a halt to the action at 2 minutes and 37 seconds of the second round, declaring the winner by TKO.